In our headlines for this evening, locally, NIA pledges support to police and 2 divisions receive International Women's Day awards. The details are straight ahead. Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Monday, March 9th, 2015. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
Have you felt the change? Have you not seen this change? Have you not heard about the change? But moreover, are you not enjoying the change? You might wonder as to what change I am speaking about. Well, Madam President, I ask your permission to inform them about this magnificent change, which have moved emotion in the positive direction and an economy that has developed progressively to a striving nation.
That was Minister Burke in her presentation at today's special sitting of the Nevis Youth Parliament. Today, March 9th, the Nevis Legislature was occupied by the youth parliamentarians of Nevis as there was a special sitting on the observation of Commonwealth Day. The Youth Parliament is made up of students from the Charlestown and Gingerland secondary schools sitting on both sides of the House. Roger Williams led off the debate by presenting the Nevis Youth Appropriation 2015.
Our education system has grown from strength to strength as my government continues to implement programs and policies that will serve as boosts to the Ministry and Department of Education. Our island has continued its excellent showing in the CSEC and CAPE examinations. Additionally, our focus in the area of mathematics, science, and English continues as we aim to maintain our 98% literacy rate, one of the highest in the region. With the incongruous increase in the cost of tertiary education, my government is embarking on an initiative to seek funding for students who require assistance to complete their educational goals.
Leader of the opposition was Venetia Gums. She responded to the budget presented by Premier and Minister of Finance, Roger Williams.
I am agreeing with the fact that both unfortunate and fortunate children are being given scholarships to assist them with their education. Madam President, they are our future. And without our youth, how do we expect this small country to strive socially, economically, and financially? We are destined for greatness in terms of our education system, but our government must continue to implement policies and programs to safeguard the development of this sector.
Attending today's special sitting were members of the Nevis Island Administration, Premier the Honourable Vance Amory, Ministers the Honourable Alexis Jeffers, the Honourable Troy Liburd, and the Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams, as well as Legal Advisor Colin Tyrrell and Cabinet Secretary Stedman Tross, former parliamentarian Arthur Evelyn, senior civil servants, colleague students from the respective secondary schools, as well as teachers were all in attendance. President of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honourable Farrell Smithen, coordinated the activity.
And I must say to you all this morning that I was pleasantly pleased with your performance. One of the things that struck me was the passion in which each and every one gave of their performance this morning. I know who stood out. I know which one stood out most because I was talking to a few persons at the back and they seemingly enjoyed one person in particular because she had the gusto in her.
House Post functions such as president, clerk, and sergeant at arms were also filled by students. In commenting on the theme, Commonwealth Secretary General Kamalesh Sharma says people aged 29 or under account for the majority of the Commonwealth's population and play a vital role at the heart of sustainable development and democracy. A young Commonwealth, the theme of the 2015 observance, recognizes the capacity, contribution, and potential of young people, particularly in 2015 when the world will define a new global development framework. The Nevis Island administration will continue to support the officers of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force to ensure that they continue to perform their duties to the best of their ability. Premier and Minister responsible for security in Nevis, the Honourable Vance Emery, recently made that recommitment at the Constables Awards ceremony.
We ourselves as government, we commit ourselves to giving you whatever support we can give so that you can know you have a partnership and you have a government which is supportive of your effort. And while we often see the end results, we don't often see the hard work which attends the outcomes which we are here celebrating this evening. And it is to that end that I want all of us who are here to recognize that the business of policing is not easy. And outside of the risk attendant, especially when we are looking now at the level of criminality which we so deplore, I think we owe a very serious debt of gratitude to the ongoing duties which our police officers perform to ensure that we as citizens of this country continue to live and to enjoy the comfort of our homes and the safety of our streets.
In 2014, the Nevis Division of the Police Force recorded a 27% drop in reported crime, and the Premier says his government recognizes that every officer of the division was an integral part of this effort to preserve the integrity and stability of the country.
I want to say to you that I personally and the administration collectively, that we value the work you do. And I know the people of the different communities are also very appreciative of what you've been doing to ensure that the environment in our country remains one in which we can feel safe. And I know as time goes on that you will do even greater exploits to make sure that that level of safety, that level of integrity of our community is enhanced.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Emery, speaking at the Constables Awards ceremony put on by the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. 2 division women were among 15 from St. Kitts and Nevis who were awarded for their contribution to the Federation at a breakfast and awards ceremony on a Saturday. The event, held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, was organized to mark International Women's Day, which is commemorated annually on March 8th. Divisions Gloria Anslin and Tracy Paris were honored in the field of business and contribution to community development, respectively. The other awardees were Donna Merritt and Naomi Webster for their achievements in manufacturing, Clarice Cotton for education, Azala Clark for community development, Talima Byron for law. Mavis Huggins was awarded with the title of Women Nurturer, Roberta Rollins for business, Caricia Thomas for building construction, Claudette Clark for healthcare, Dale Isaac for the arts, and Jennifer Williams for agriculture. 2 women were recognized as pioneers, Cindy Demin for politics and Samantha Rochester for non-traditional skills. Among the dignitaries present were Federal Minister of Gender Affairs, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, Minister of State in that ministry, the Honorable Wendy Phipps, and Junior Minister of Social Development in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams. Also present were Assistant Secretary in the NIA's Ministry of Social Development, Michelle Liburd, as well as Coordinator Lauren Archibald and Gender Affairs Officer Shelley Liburd of the Nevis Gender Affairs Division. Please stay with us. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back with more local news.
Everybody, this is Empress Liberty and I'm coming from St. Kitts. I want to big up NTV, Brown Hill Communication, and a Stitching Time.
Hi, I'm Purple and you're in tune to NTV. Keep it locked.
Welcome back. Congratulations are in order for Division Shervon Green, who has been named Atlantic Region Men's and Women's Indoor Track and Field Assistant Coach of the Year for the 2015 U.S. National Junior College Athletic Association NJCAA Indoor Track and Field Season. On Wednesday, March 4th, the inaugural class of Region Athletes and Coaches of the Year for the 2015 NJCAA Indoor Track and Field Season were announced by the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association as voted on by the association's coaches. Shervon Green, originally of Quaddock Road, Nevis, is a middle distance coach in his 8th year at Monroe College. Green coaches a group which appears 3 times among the division's top 10 this season and has entered the U.S. National Championships. In addition, his 4x400 meters and DMR squads have entered the Athletic Association's meet. When asked about the announcement, Green responded by saying that he was quite surprised. He further explained that because he has a passion for track and field, his greatest joy comes from the accomplishments of his athletes, adding that even greater things will be accomplished in the future. Green wishes to express his profound thanks to the Almighty God, his athletes, Monroe College for affording him the opportunity to coach, family, friends, well-wishers, and the entire division community for their words of encouragement. The Nevis Island Administration's Ministry of Tourism welcomes the commencement of flights between Nevis and St. Bart's. A release issued by Tradewind Aviation announces that the airline is pleased to introduce non-stop scheduled flights between the islands beginning this Wednesday, March 11th. The new service will operate on Wednesdays with departures in the morning and afternoon to facilitate a day trip in both directions. Flights will depart St. Bart's at 7:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. and depart Nevis at 8 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. The flights will be operated in Tradewind Aviation's modern fleet of Pilatus PC-12 aircrafts with complimentary drinks and snacks on board. The airfare is $150 plus tax each way, and booking is available with local travel agencies or Tradewind Aviation at charter@flytradewind.com. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris and Minister responsible for Energy, the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd, are among regional leaders in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela attending the annual Petro-Caribe Organization Summit and a memorial service in commemoration of the 2nd anniversary of the death of President Hugo Chavez. The 9th Petro-Caribe Summit brings together 17 delegations from member countries to boost the multilateral agenda and progress on integration, cooperation, and socio-economic development in the region. The meeting is headed by the President of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, Venezuelan Foreign Minister Delcy Rodriguez, Minister of Petroleum and Mining and President of the Council of Ministers of Petro-Caribe, Abdurrabal Chavez Jimenez, and Executive Secretary of Petro-Caribe, Yelmina Siles Gomez. Prime Minister Harris says it is a pleasure pleasure to share in the two important events happening in Venezuela to memorialize the work and vision of former President Chavez and to participate in his first summit meeting of Petrocaribe. He further states that meeting the energy consumption demands in St. Kitts and Nevis is made possible owing to the Petrocaribe arrangement between Caribbean states and Venezuela to purchase oil and petroleum products on conditions of preferential payment. Prime Minister Harris and Minister Liebert were accompanied by Foreign Service Officer Verna Morris. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.